Hey, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Max Eddy. This is Sasha Segan, and we're going to run through the top tech news. We're going to take something cool off the shelf, and we're going to answer one of your reader questions. We don't have a lot of time, so we're just going to jump right in. It is the 25th anniversary of the web. Time just flies.
Well, sort of. I mean, that's one of the things about these anniversary stories. You can define your anniversary based on all sorts of different things. In this case, it's the 25th anniversary of Tim Berners-Lee writing a proposal for the web, which then later got accepted, and he worked on it, and then the first web browser came out in December.
So this is really the 25th anniversary of a paper
of the
about
idea
the web.
of the idea of the web.
And what an idea it was.
Yeah, I mean, now I want to actually go off for a minute on one of my top tech peeves today, and you're going to see this all around the web, which is people conflating web with internet. I think the Register had a great story that went up screen capping all these mainstream publications that say, oh, it's the 25th anniversary of the internet. No, the web is an application on the internet. And those of us who were on the internet before the web feel this very, very profoundly. But it is amazing how this one idea, this one protocol really mainstreamed the internet.
Right.
It mainstreamed the internet the way the iPhone mainstreamed smartphones. It made the internet so broadly usable and so easy to program and easy to write for and easy to connect to that it became this platform for a million ideas and a million businesses.
And a lot of those ideas, since there were millions of them, weren't always good ones. We've actually got the 25 worst things from the web, which is a story we have up right now.
And I don't even think some of those things are the worst things, frankly. I mean, I get to say that because I didn't write the story. But
you don't think Crazy Frog's the worst thing?
I think hamster dance is one of the most wonderful things in the history of the web. Okay, I remember sitting in my office. Well, it wasn't an office. We had like this open plan thing, and it was 1998, and no one was thinking about money, and everybody was having fun. And I just went through in the middle of the night because everybody, it was the web 1.0, and it was all-nighters all the time. And I set all of the computers in the entire office to hamster dance. And then, well, first of all, it was like huge hamster dance party at 2 a.m. And then, of course, when everybody came in and turned on their monitors, it was like a little bit of hamster dance happy.
I'm going to make sure that you leave work before me today and that this does not repeat itself.
I have a column going up about the rise and fall and rise again of the web later today. Of course, we have our worst things on the web, or maybe just most amazingly annoying things on the web, and we'll have more coverage throughout the day.
Well, some new and amazing things on the web. One of these things is Popcorn Time, which is a very interesting way to stream videos. You can get all sorts of crazy movies, everything from Screaming Skull to Gravity, but it's just a little bit different than something like Netflix.
It's just a little bit more illegal,
yeah,
basically.
Just a little bit more illegal.
Just a teeny bit more illegal. Yeah, Popcorn Time. Okay, so there are a lot of shady websites out there that essentially stream torrents. They stream movies and TV shows that are stored on servers abroad where the intellectual property rules aren't quite as strict as they are here. What makes Popcorn Time interesting and important is that it makes the process a lot easier to use. It's clearer. It has a great interface. It does not appear to be trying to load porno webcams or viruses onto your computer. It's the mainstream. It's the Napster.
I was going to say, is this like the Napster moment for BitTorrent? Because up until now, BitTorrent, you need to find a tracker, you need to find a client, and then you sit there for a million years and worry about cedars and leeches. Like most people don't think about these things.
Right. Popcorn Time might be the Napster of BitTorrents. Now, it's based in Argentina, which means that the long arm of the MPAA has relatively little reach, but I am going to be very curious to see what sorts of legal and military machinery are going to be marshaled to, quickly attack these guys.
Well, we'll have to see how that pans out and what the people's reaction to it. I'm looking to see if this just becomes enormously popular, which it very well might.
Well, I mean, there's one more thing, which is that, we have to talk about why is there this crushing desire for Popcorn Time? And of course, it's that, people are willing to pay for a subscription movie service. People would love to pay for Netflix, and they want to get the movies they want on Netflix.
True.
And they are frustrated. People are insanely frustrated that the movie studios and the TV studios do not offer the programming they want for any price.
But fortunately, there are lots of things that people do want, and some of those things are smartphones, and we happen to have a new reader survey which shows what the choice of our lovely readers and watchers out there is for smartphones and the carriers that provide them. And let me tell you, I was extremely surprised when I saw the results of this survey.
Yeah, well, first of all, in terms of smartphone operating systems, Windows Phone won the past couple of years.
That's true. Last 2 years.
Last 2 years, thank you. And people said it had a really high level of user satisfaction. And this year, we gave the award to iOS and Android, and what was interesting was Windows Phone had a higher level of user satisfaction than Android.
Scandalous.
But our editors decided not to give the award because the Windows Phone users were less likely to recommend it to others. So why so shy, Windows Phone users? Are you ashamed or something?
We clearly need more questions on that survey to find out the answer to that question. I was intrigued that the #1 reason why Android users liked their phones was because of screen size as compared to iOS and other devices. So that's going to be particularly interesting with rumors of new Apple devices coming out. And the big one, I think, is the carrier winners.
Wow. Okay, so for the first time, we had statistically meaningful numbers of subscribers to these smaller virtual operators responding. And it turns out that they love their little virtual carriers much more than any of the big mainstream carriers users love them.
None of the big 3 or 2 carriers.
Four,
whatever.
There are 4.
There are
Please
4.
let there not be less than 4.
None of them, the Verizons, the AT&Ts, they didn't win.
No, instead we got Consumer Cellular, Republic Wireless, Straight Talk, and what people love about these companies is the fact that they are offering the major carriers' networks at a fraction of the price.
But isn't T-Mobile like really pushing to get the new subscribers and offering all these crazy new deals that some of these other operators are also offering?
Yeah, and if you look at T-Mobile subscriber numbers, they are shooting up. So T-Mobile is clearly having some success here, but our Reader's Choice results tend to lag a little behind the market because big changes like the T-Mobile Un-carrier and their new LTE network have to kind of settle in the market before they show up in the survey. So maybe T-Mobile will do better next year.
Well, we've got those results up right now, so be sure to go take a look at our smartphone and smartphone carrier 2014 Reader's Choice survey. And now we're going to jump to a question from a viewer, not a reader, on YouTube. This fellow, his name is Wayne, he asks via YouTube, with upgrading from Windows XP to Windows 8, which is something everyone should be doing or planning to do right now because it's not going to be supported like next month. It's very important. When you're making that change from XP to Windows 8, what is the best way to transfer over your media files in Outlook Data Store?
Well, the free way is that if you do an in-place clean install, Windows 8 will store your old files in a folder called windows.old. But then you have to dig through it and find the right files and move them into the right places, and it can be very complicated. So we recommend instead using a product called LapLink PC Mover Windows 8 Upgrade Assistant. This will transfer all of your files and your application's data files over from XP to 8 as you upgrade. It's $30, but it is worth it to get around the hassle.
Wayne, I hope that answered your question. If you have got questions, be sure to ask us on Twitter, on Facebook, or on YouTube, and we'll be happy to answer them here on the show. And now, it's time for our one cool thing, which is, what is this?
This is the new Asus Chromebox. It is $179. It is a Chrome OS-based desktop PC. It is basically a web browser in a box that will connect to a monitor or a TV. It has 16 gigs of internal storage and lots of ports.
Lots of ports.
Lots of ports here. So you can look at it as either a cheap little desktop for someone who really just wants web-based applications and browsing, or I'm going to be taking it home and I'm going to be seeing how it works as a set-top media player.
Do you have a lot of high hopes for that? Are you going to watch Popcorn Time on this thing?
Maybe, we'll see. I have a old WD-TV Live at home that I've been looking to replace, but haven't really found anything that fits my needs, and I want to see how this works as a tiny $179 home theater PC.
Well, I believe this is a it did very well in our reviews. That's what I meant to say. It did very well in our reviews. Our review for this is up right now, so be sure to go check it out. And thanks for watching. That's PCMag Live.